Hey there. I recently read this awesome finance book called Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. And from this video, I'm excited to share with you 5 super practical steps for achieving financial freedom that I picked up from the book. Now, if you're not familiar with Tony Robbins, he's basically a super successful guy living a life that most of us dream about. He's not just a best-selling author, but also a motivational speaker, a top investor, and an expert in many things. Imagine having the freedom to buy whatever you want and travel wherever you please. That's Tony's life now. So, in today's video, I'll share some financial tips that can help you not just escape poverty, but also set you up for a super bright financial future. So, let's get started. Alright, let's break down step 1. Say no to rushing for sales. You might have seen this in November and December. There are tons of cool offers like Christmas and New Year discounts. Big companies like Nike and Amazon get all excited and give their customers awesome sale deals. Now, many folks eagerly wait for these sales, thinking they'll save loads of money. But here's the trick. People sometimes end up buying stuff just because it's on sale, not because they really need it. It might seem like a great deal, but it's kind of like a game. We think we're winning, but in reality, it's the companies that make the big bucks, because they sell way more units during these sales, even if they're selling them at a discount. And it's not just about online shopping. Even credit card companies and life coaches play this game. They make it seem like they're helping you, but in reality, they're helping themselves or their companies. That's how regular folks like us get caught up in their schemes. Why? Because we might not fully understand what's going on, and our desire for a good deal makes it hard to make the right decisions. So, to avoid falling into these traps, the key is to become financially savvy and make smart choices. It's like breaking free from the trap and being financially independent. Let's talk about step 2. Don't invest money without knowing the investing game, but let's make it super easy to understand. Imagine investing is like playing a game. Just like every video game has its own rules, investing has its own set of do's and don'ts. Think of it like trying to play a new game without knowing how to control your character. Pretty confusing, right? So, the author of the book says the same about investing. If you start investing without knowing the rules or getting some guidance, it's like trying to play a game without understanding how to score points. You might end up getting stuck in the first level. Here's the thing. Don't take big financial risks in stuff like the stock market or starting a business if you don't know how they work. It's a bit like riding a bike. You wouldn't go speeding down a hill without learning to balance first. If you're just starting out, take small, smart risks or wait until you've learned more. This way, you'll be more prepared for the investing game. Okay, let's dive into step 3. Take one step at a time. Once upon a time, Tony was at a seminar and he asked the folks there, "Hey, if you want to be financially free, how much money do you think you need?" A young guy, 25 years old, raised his hand super fast and said, "Sir, $1 billion. Tony was surprised and asked, "Why $1 billion? The guy explained, "I want a fancy house in New York, a cool car, a big swimming pool, and even my own private jet. If I have all that, I'll feel financially free." Tony was like, "Hold on, buddy, you're at level 2 of the money game, dreaming about level 100 stuff. Right now, you're working in a small company." Tony wanted him to understand that dreaming about such big things from the start can put too much pressure on you. It's like starting a video game at the hardest level without learning the basics first. Tony suggested, instead of dreaming about a super fancy house, think about a smaller apartment. Set a goal you can achieve with a bit of hard work. As you get better at the money game, you can aim for bigger goals. So, Tony's tip is simple. In the beginning, don't aim for goals that are too tough. Start with something you can manage with a bit of effort. As you get better at the game, you can raise your goals step by step. Let's dive into step 4. Create a lifetime investing plan. So, Warren Buffett, a super famous investor, tells us not to put all our eggs in one basket. Well, Tony Robbins says the same thing. To make this idea easier, Tony and his buddy Red Elio came up with a cool plan for people who want their money to grow over a long time. Here's the plan. Imagine your total investment is like a pizza. You slice it up into different parts. Put 30% in stocks, that's like buying a tiny bit of different companies. 15% in short-term bonds, they're like loans you give to companies. 40% in long-term bonds, 7.5% in commodities, stuff like oil or natural gas. And the last 7.5% in gold. It's like having different toppings on your pizza to make sure you have a bit of everything. But wait, if you don't really get how stocks work, my advice? Maybe don't put your money there just yet. Instead, you could think about investing in real estate, like buying a house, which can be a good alternative. It's like having different choices for your pizza toppings. Alright, let's talk about step number 5. compound growth. This one is like a magic trick for your money. So imagine you have some money and it grows a bit. Now the cool part is that not only does the original money grow, but the extra bit it grew also starts to grow. It's like a snowball effect, getting bigger and bigger as it rolls down a hill. Tony Robbins talks about this in his book, Money Master the Game. He explains that if you let your money grow over time and keep reinvesting the extra money it makes, you end up with way more than if you just let it sit there. It's a bit like planting seeds in a garden. You start with a few seeds, your initial money, and when they grow into plants, more money, they produce seeds of their own. Those new seeds grow into more plants and the cycle keeps going. Before you know it, you have a flourishing garden. So the idea here is not just to save money, but to let it grow over time with the power of compound growth. It's like making your money work for you and turn into more money. So, what's your favorite takeaway from Tony Robbins' steps to financial freedom? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this, and I'll catch you in the next video.